I made a major mistake. I told my guest I'd be home for today's show, and I'm not. I'm at the studios. I hope she's not mad at me. I think we're going to talk on the phone in a couple of minutes. I'm not even going to mention anything else until I hear from her. This is what happens, Steve, when you work out of two different locations. I'm so sorry about that. I saw the cameras in our house, and they're spying into our house. I'm like, oh, my. And then I saw an email. Terry, I'm out in front of your house. My wife's there, so I think she's going to make her comfortable, and then we will hear from our actor friend. Oh, my. These things. Oh, yay. Anyway, thank you to everybody who helped us last night at the baseball game. That was great fun. Had an enormous time at the Bats baseball game. It was my son's 18th birthday, Simon. Not 18th birthday. He's August 18th. He's 33, and I think that this person we're going to interview either went to school with him or my other son. I was just trying to figure out how all that stuff came together. That's how we were going to have this discussion with a young lady who's had quite a life story and has a new book called Be Your Own Producer. And I think she's going to join us here in just a sec. So, again, I have to apologize to her on the air. So embarrassing. I've done many embarrassing things in my career, but this one ranks up there when you promise someone that you're sitting there. Is that Ashley on the phone? Very good. Ashley, we're on the air. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's okay. How you doing?
It's good to talk with you. Ashley Kate Adams. I didn't even say your whole name out loud because I wasn't sure you were going to be mad and say, well, I'm not doing the interview. But you know, I read your bio. You know all about the swerves of showbiz, don't you?
I sure do.
First off, let's clear up some family business. You're born in 1987?
Yes.
So that's between my two sons, Max and Simon. Do you know which one you went to school with?
I think Max and I had geometry together.
Are we talking about Manual High School then?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. All right, so that's all well and good. Well, anyway, welcome home. This is very exciting. And I'm so sorry. I'm glad my wife was there to say, Terry, you booked somebody and you're not home. I do this show here and back home sometimes. So anyway, again, apologies. All right, now.
Oh, no, it's so great.
So anyway, you get through, what did you do, Y-Pass at Manual?
Yes, I went to Youth Performing Arts High School, and I was a vocal major and a musical theater minor. Graduated in 2009.
And then I hear...
2005.
Right. And by the age of 23, you're on Broadway in New York, is that right?
I sure was. I made my Broadway debut in the Tony Award-winning revival of La Cage aux Folles.
Wow. I was going to mispronounce that anyway. I'm glad you said it. I was going to say La Cage aux Folles. And that's the way that goes. You're right. You're from Louisville. You know how that works. We twist our words around.
That's right. And honestly, my only experience with French was in Madame Bunting's class in Manual High School, so thank God I was in advanced French, and I could say my lines on Broadway because of her. So thank you, Madame Bunting, wherever you are.
Fantastic. All right, you have a book. It's Be Your Own Producer, hashtag BYOP, Be Your Own Producer, and the premise behind that is you've had a lot of curves and challenges in life, and I don't know how much you're ready to reveal on the radio, but take it away. Tell me about the path you've tread and how you put it all together in this book.
Well, as you mentioned, I made my Broadway debut at the age of 23, and the foreword in the book tells the story of that incredible opportunity. But what was insane about it is I got told within 24 hours that the show would be closing. So to kind of achieve your childhood dream pretty early, I'd say, in your adult career, and then kind of have it taken away from you, and that idea of security taken away from you so quickly, kind of definitely challenges your idea of where you might be heading in life. And so my gut instinct was to kind of take matters into my own hands and to create my own production company, aka Studio Productions, which I cannot believe I've now been producing out of New York City in addition to acting and singing for it'll be a decade this September. But it's been, lots of twists and turns, especially as a young woman in the entertainment industry, owning my own small businesses, trying to advocate for myself and others and our authentic creativity. And sometimes in the world it's a challenge when you want to make things and create things differently than what's originally expected and anticipated of you. So it's been quite an intense journey, and as any young person would in the industry, there's many ups and downs, heartbreaks, and many wonderful opportunities for things to happen. But what I wanted to do during the pandemic was use my time wisely. And so I put all of these kinds of lessons into this book in order to encourage others to be able to create authentically and freely. And I just wanted to encourage everyone that if they have a dream or something in their heart that they want to do, whether it be a screenplay, create their own podcast, or maybe their own radio show, I wanted to give them some of the tools so they can follow their very own authentic creative process.
Yeah, that's the deal. Your book's sort of like a half how-to, but it's also telling your story. And again, some pretty good bumps in the road. A Hollywood feature film, your cast then cut out completely, and so it's like, how many punches can you take?
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting that I'm on your show today because tomorrow is the 5-year anniversary of my father's passing, the great Ernie Adams, a very well-known actor and singer in the Louisville area, who inspired me and my creativity so much. And so I dealt with that loss and kind of gut punch of the film that did film in Louisville about 5 years ago. Right. And you have to take inventory of your life and try to get back up, because that's literally all we can do is continue to keep going.
Clearly the pandemic's thrown everything asunder, and the stages we're waiting to see when they light up fully again because the Delta variant, all that stuff. So what is your sense of when the show business elements of our culture can fully awaken?
Yeah, I still think before it is kind of a huge industry again, especially within the stage. And by industry, I'm talking about, say, from a financial perspective. There are always going to be those of us creating, moving things online, trying to be as flexible as possible just to share our art. I think it's going to be a few years before it's back up by 100% again. However, Broadway does have some shows opening second week of September. So my fiance and I, we even bought, Broadway tickets to Wicked, just so we can, support and show up to the theater, in our mask, ready to go. But yeah, so New York, we are really pushing for things to slowly start to reopen this fall. But I do think with this new variant, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be challenging to navigate, and so for myself, I've tried to diversify as much as possible. I never necessarily considered myself a writer, but it is something I very much enjoyed this time around, and I'm just so grateful that everyone's received the book so kindly. So who knows, there might even be some more books in the future.
Right, I can tell you in my career, I've had a zillion people, okay, I'm exaggerating, but a ton of them come to me and say, how do you get into this? How do you do radio? What is all? And so you're facing the same thing, and that's what your book is set up to do, is sort of enlighten people on how they sort of break through the initial rejections and the challenges and the mazes. Isn't that right?
That's right. That's right. And it's the whole idea of you're trying to break into the house, and if you can't get in through the front door, then maybe you can get through the garage. And then if the garage door opener isn't working, maybe you dig a tunnel or break a window. I'm not encouraging, petty theft and robbery to everyone listening today, but there's a way, there is a way to go about these things. And I truly believe that it's if you continue putting one foot in front of the other and encouraging your community and feeding off the energy of those in your community who have similar dreams than you, there's no choice but for momentum and things to start moving forward.
The book is called Be Your Own Producer. Is it actually #BYOP, Be Your Own Producer?
Yes, sir. It sure is.
Okay, I thought that was it. And then I saw some credit to it being #1 on a chart already, but I thought it had just come out. The book's been out for several months?
Well, no, the book did just come out August 10th,
okay.
But I was very fortunate. The book did become a #1 bestseller, the #1 book in the performing arts industry, and that happened with the release of the ebook and audiobook in May.
Oh, nice going.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome. Yeah, your first book, and it jumps up there, and you get that #1 listing. It's like, yeah, okay, well, where do we go from here? And there's really nothing above it, so you're going to have to keep pumping them out. That's awesome.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. And I can't believe it, we sold out on Amazon within 4 days. Could not believe it. This week we sold out on Amazon. So there's a back order. So more should be available very soon.
Yeah, good. The book again is called, it's #BYOP. Be Your Own Producer, Ashley Kate Adams. And has my dog been bothering you while you're doing this interview in my house?
He is snuggling here right between me and my fiance on your incredible couch. We're having a wonderful time with him.
Oh, good. Well, listen,
So cute.
listen, we have plenty to drink in the refrigerator. We have beverages for you guys. And then if you want to walk down the hall over there on the right, you'll see pictures of Max, who you went to school with, and Simon, his brother. So have a nice tour of the house. Mary will make you guys welcome. And I want to sincerely apologize for not being there in person.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it was such a blast to get to catch up with you today. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, Ashley. Best of luck. We'll keep an eye on your career, too.
Thank you so much, Terry. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Ashley Kate Adams. Her book is called BYOP. Be Your Own Producer.
You used to listen to every true crime podcast available, but